week's Mayhem of Mud. Now for me, mud is probably the best thing about the outdoors, and we are going to get messy. Touch it, feel it, squeeze it, stamp in it, but whatever you do, do not eat it. There's over 5,000 different types of bacteria in 1 gram of mud, and it's my only mud rule. Deal? Well, let's get to it. We're going to play with mud, build and break with mud, discover what's living in mud, and follow some animal tracks in the mud, as well as answer one of your brilliant outdoor questions. Well, the first thing you have to do when working with mud is play with it. Squish it through your fingers, press things into it, see what you can make, a mountain, a volcano, castles, and just enjoy the feel and texture of mud. Now, while our hands are covered in mud, we might as well make some mud bricks. Now, years and years ago, the Egyptians used to build with these. They'd collect the mud from the River Nile, add it with some sand and some straw, and they would be really, really strong building material. And they're so strong, in fact, there's still some of these bricks in the Natural British Museum today. So, all you're going to need to make your mud bricks, some mud, some water, an ice cube tray, and if you can, just to give it a little bit of extra strength, some plaster of Paris. Ready? Let's go. Okay, so to make mud bricks, literally just find some nice thick sticky mud somewhere and just squeeze it down into your ice cube tray. If there's some straw or sticks in there, all the better. That's just going to add to the strength. Now, in the Egyptian times, when these mud bricks were being made for kings and queens, they would write the name of the king that they were building for onto the mud bricks. So if you want, why not try writing your initials on one of these bricks with a twig in the top? Now, once you've filled the whole of your ice cube tray, you need to leave it to dry. Now, in the Egyptian days, they'd leave theirs out in the sun for 25 days. Now, if that sounds a little bit long for you, why not just pop them in the oven for 15 minutes on the highest setting you can get? And after that, they should come out looking something like this. Okay, now you just need to tip the bricks out onto your newspaper. Now don't worry if they break up or anything, because some of them are going to do that. So just see how many you can get out. And these ones are looking quite good. Okay, so now you've got your mud bricks, you can try building anything you want, and you're going to start piecing them together. Now, you can mould them together with just some more mud here, but I've also got the plaster of Paris. Now, just use what you've got around you. I've made a little well in the mud here, poured in some of the plaster of Paris, just add some water, give it a stir with your fingers. It's a nice warm, it'll feel it warm on your fingers there, and add in some mud. And this is what you're going to use to mould it all together. And if you can get hold of any straw, add that in as well, or any leaves from around. And this is all just going to add to the strength of your building. And just keep going. Maybe you want to make a castle wall, maybe you want to make a mansion, and see how big you can get it. Cool things about mud is that it can leave an imprint. So we've come down to the riverbank here to have a look for some animal tracks. Now it's really simple, and I'll show you some tips on how to find a few, but straight away I can see some deer prints down here. Now deer gives itself away as it is cloven hoofed, and so only has 2 digits like this here. Now a badger track's also quite easy to recognise. You're looking for 5 digits and a large kidney-shaped pad. Now badgers keep to well-worn tracks, so it should be quite easy to make a regular tracking session. Other animals you might see are foxes. Now they don't always keep to regular trails, and a fox track is very like a dog's one, but far more compact. The print has 4 digits, with the outer two curved towards the inner ones. And finally, look out for some small mammals like rabbits and squirrels. You can see lots of little ones all around here on the mud. Have a look and study the differences between the brown rat, the grey squirrel and the rabbit. Check out the guide next to the website. Well, unfortunately, that's the end of Country Club's Mayhem of Mud special. You've watched it, so now go and do it. And if you've liked what you've seen, try clicking on one of the other episodes.